Well, Japan, along with several other leaders from across the world, is bidding final farewell to its former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The state funeral is being held in the presence of representatives from over 100 countries, and at least 10 world leaders have congregated to attend this funeral. Abe's wife, Aki Abe, walked slowly into the Budokan Hall venue, carrying an urn containing her husband's ashes, placed in a wooden box and wrapped in a purple cloth. And you'll see it, in fact, in those pictures that we are bringing you from the state funeral that was accorded to the former Prime Minister. Defense soldiers in white uniforms took Abe's ashes and placed them on a pedestal filled with white and yellow chrysanthemum flowers. Tokyo is now under maximum security, with angry protests as well erupting, opposing the funeral. The government maintains that the ceremony is not meant to force anyone to honor Abe. Earlier, PM Narendra Modi and Japanese PM Fumio Kishida held bilateral talks as part of Kishida's funeral diplomacy. PM Modi reiterated strong relations between India and Japan.
ये दुख की घड़ी में आज हम मिल रहे हैं, क्योंकि पिछली बार जब मैं आया तब अबे शान से बहुत लंबी बातें हुई थी और हमारी दोस्ती ने एक वैश्विक प्रभाव पैदा करने में भी बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाई, भारत और जापान की दोस्ती ने। और इन सब के लिए आज भारत की जनता अबे शान को बहुत याद करती है, जापान को बहुत याद करती है। भारत एक प्रकार से अबे शान को मिस कर रही है, लेकिन मुझे विश्वास है कि आपके नेतृत्व में भारत जापान संबंध और अधिक गहरे होंगे।
Right. Joining me now on the program is Ambassador Achal Malhotra, former Indian ambassador. Thank you so much, Ambassador Malhotra, for giving us your time. We were listening to the Prime Minister's statement there, almost steeped in emotion when he was saying those words. But in the larger context, we want to understand from you, this of course reflects how the international community have come to hold Shinzo Abe in high regard, and there are huge expectations from the Japanese diplomacy as shaped by Shinzo Abe. What do you feel about whether that can be sustained?
Yes, I think there is absolutely no doubt about it that Prime Minister Abe had enjoyed a very high, he was very popular at home and abroad, and his stature was acknowledged and recognized all over the world. He was instrumental in promoting a global organization, Quad, which is gaining strength. And this is just, by the way, I'm mentioning only one. In the context of India, he was really instrumental in taking Indo-Japanese relations to newer heights. It was during his time that India-Japan special strategic global partnership was forged. And this relationship has acquired multiple dimensions. If you look at bilateral aspects of the relationship, the focus is on trade and investment, and there has been a phenomenal growth in bilateral trade and Japanese investments into India, yes, besides a number of other joint projects that we are undertaking in India and also in third countries. Mm-hmm. Then, if we talk in the regional context, we have convergence of views on how things should take place in the larger Indo-Pacific region. We want it to be an inclusive zone where there is a rule of law, there is a freedom of navigation, there is a freedom of overflights, and we are very much in sync with each other on how we should handle the situation arising out of the Chinese expansionism.
Yes.
If you talk in the global terms, the final word I wanted to, if you look at the global, we are on the same page as far as the reforms of the global institutions of governance are concerned, particularly UN and UN Security Council. Together with there's another Quad, by the way, India, Japan, Brazil, and Germany, which are working together for reforming the UN Security Council and are also seeking a permanent seat in the expanded and reformed UN Security Council. There also we are on the same page and working together. Mm-hmm. And there are many firsts which have occurred during the last 10, 15 years between India and Japan. Japan has made exceptions in in allowing defense exports to India. The list is very long.
Right.
The funeral, of course, the primary objective is to go and attend funeral and pay tribute to the departed leader. But all such occasions are made use of to reiterate. And in this case, also, the two sides are reiterating their mutual commitment to strengthening the existing strategic and global partnership. Over to you,
Yes,
Farid.
yes. No, Ambassador Malhotra, before I let you go, one quick word also on the fact that, and you've said it in your first answer as well about, the world order has been shaken a number of times, whether it is the Chinese expansionist moves that you mentioned, but also recently with Russia invading Ukraine, and many feel that Japan remains critical, even pivotal, to further develop diplomacy along the lines established by former PM Shinzo Abe. Do you think the same expectations now will be rested on PM Kishida in order that, work towards restoring that international order continue in the same spirit?
You see, the problem is when a leader of the stature of Abe, Shinzo Abe, departs, the person who moves into his shoes there are a lot of expectations and he has a lot of challenges, not only to sustain whatever good he has done, but also to take it further. And I think to that extent, Kishida will face, has a lot of challenges to face. And we can only, but at the same time, in the global system, in the international diplomacy, there is, in the given case, for example, I think there would be a lot of continuity. And so far, Kishida has demonstrated that. As far as his approach to international development, new global order is concerned, there is no substantial change from PM Abe, and they all belong to he belonged to the same school of thought.
Right.
It's unfortunately PM Abe had to leave because of the ill health, and so he has moved into his. It's not that a new government or a different person with a different ideology has come to power.
Yes.
So we can hope continuity, and not only in the bilateral context, but also in the regional and global context.
Right. Thanks very much, Ambassador Achal Malhotra, for joining us and for sharing your views on the subject.
Thank you. Thank you.